You're listening to Mix Off Air with Duffy Moon, Amber Kaye, Camper Kyle, and Kelsey Laurenz. And now, the Mix Mornings Post Show.
Do appreciate you hanging out with us every morning on Mix 107.5. There are times where we get into conversations that need further exploration.
Yes.
This would be one of those times. Hence the post show.
Yes.
I'm Duffy. That's Kyle saying yes over there. And the two of them laughing. That's Amber and Kelsey.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to jump right in and say, I don't understand. Now, that could be the way we start every one of these episodes.
Yeah.
I don't understand. We could spend the next 15 minutes with you three trying to explain this to me. And
I am going to do a quick explanation.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't get it either.
Okay.
Because I did research.
Okay, so here's what I don't understand. We're talking about the fact that Natalie Portman stood up at Comic-Con in San Diego, and I realize I'm full well going to tick some of you off by not knowing this, but she stood up and she lifted up Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
I thought Thor was the only one.
Mjolnir.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, he's testifying in front of Congress. That has something to do with some Russian collusion.
I just was clarifying
investigation.
that when you said Thor's hammer, that you're talking about Mjolnir.
Thor was very excited about that, clearly. Thor's like, who wouldn't be? I love being a god.
Yeah.
So, Eddie, what I don't understand is twofold.
Yeah.
I thought only Thor could lift Thor's hammer.
Well, no. Only the one who is worthy.
Yes.
Can lift Mjolnir.
That is pure of heart, brave, and selfless.
Okay, so what
Can
you're saying...
wield Mjolnir and possess the powers of Thor.
For some reason, some dude that investigated the Trump administration over Russian collusion
Duffy, stop it.
is now a hammer. So, no, okay, so that's the first thing I didn't understand. Still don't.
Gotcha.
The second thing is,
it.
Thor's a guy. Thor can't be a chick.
All right.
Okay, so does...
It's 2019, Duffy. Get with it.
I read
It's
something
still
in
Chris
there.
Hemsworth. He's just identifying.
I'm Natalie Portman now.
That would be funny if all of a sudden you get this buff Chris Hemsworth. No, my name's Natalie. Okay, hey, fair enough, dude. Whatever.
You what, Kelsey?
Oh, no. I just have a whole bunch of stuff to say for this. So for those that don't understand,
Okay, because
I'm going to let Amber fight my battle.
Explain. So, I'm full disclosure. I don't necessarily I've never been fully immersed into the Marvel universe or the DC universe.
Yeah.
I know who the characters are. Did in the comic books, did Thor at some point become a Bruce Jenner?
Let me explain.
Well, Thor was a frog once. He's been a lot of things. So
What?
Yeah, but go for it, Amber.
What?
I didn't know
Thor
that
was a
one.
frog. I'll show you videos.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, so here a while back, whenever there was like this movement and people were saying there weren't enough female superheroes.
Okay.
And so when that happened, Marvel in an
And then
attempt-
Bruce became Caitlyn, and there we go, right? Am I
Shush! I'm trying to explain.
He is not a superhero, okay?
Okay, she. So,
Excuse me.
So Marvel, in reaction to that, to appease people, they wrote it into the comics that Thor became female. That was all I knew, and so I didn't understand how Thor became female.
Yeah.
So what happened in the comics is basically what the movie is going to follow.
See, the first thing that has happened, there's these different drugs that they have to take.
Do you want me to explain it or not?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Duffy, you're all right.
Okay.
Well, there's hormones.
Okay, so if you
had to take-
remember Thor in the movies and in the comics, he dated Jane Foster, who was like some kind of scientist, astrophysicist or something like that. Yep. And that was played by Natalie Portman.
Right. But she wasn't in the most recent one.
She was in 2 of the movies. She had a bit of a part in Endgame.
Okay.
And then she had kind of people were surprised she was in Endgame because she kind of had this falling out with Marvel because she said she didn't want to just be playing this damsel in distress all the time.
Yeah.
And then in an interview, Kyle.
What?
Yeah.
What? Hey, what?
Oh, because
Can't
a man
see his
can't
mocking little whatever.
I'm not mocking. I'm just
To
stretching.
whatever.
I'm stretching.
It was a little bit macadocious, my friend.
So anyhow, in an interview, they had asked her if she'd ever be on Marvel, and she said, as far as she knew, that they were done.
Yeah.
So people were kind of surprised she was in Endgame, but turns out that was just a precursor to this. So in figuring this out, I had to watch parts of Endgame.
Yeah.
So spoilers coming.
Okay. As long as you don't spoil Stranger Things, that's fine.
So in Endgame, I guess Thor loses his ability to wield Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Because you have to, which isn't the first time. I think in like the first or second Thor movie, he also lost the ability.
Yeah.
Because you have to be like pure of heart and all of that. So Captain America ends up wielding Mjolnir.
So he becomes Thor.
No. Which is, yeah. So he wields Mjolnir. So at the end of it, I guess he had it. I'm not sure. So part of the question is, how does Mjolnir even come back to Jane Foster?
Here's my question. What happens to Chris Hemsworth when he can no longer hold his hammer?
Well,
Well,
Jane's holding it now.
get a little. Never mind.
No, I mean, does he like disappear?
Okay,
That's a great
and I don't know.
question.
So he's going to be in this movie. Okay, so what happens is Jane Foster's character, this movie's called Thor Love and Thunder. So Jane Foster's character gets breast cancer, and this is the same as in the comic books.
Okay.
Yes. And see, that's where I understand now, because at first I was like, oh, why? But it's a part of the comic series.
Okay.
And so it
So it's
makes
following-
complete sense.
It's
yeah.
following true to the story then.
Yes.
Yeah. So gets breast cancer, and then we'll probably find this out in the movie. At some point, she's able to wield Mjolnir because she, you know,
Can we all
is
just
pure
say?
of heart.
Can we all just say lift the hammer?
She's able to lift Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
And
Wielding Mjolnir just sounds
Mjolnir.
to me. It sounds dirty.
Mjolnir.
You know, I'm gonna
that
wield
sounds
Mjolnir.
dirty. And
Mjolnir.
lifting his hammer doesn't.
No, it's just hammer. Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't know. Wielding the Mjolnir. That to me, it sounds like a move that they would use in the WWE. And he's gonna wield the Mjolnir now.
Okay.
Okay.
So
that out.
at some point in the movie, she's able to lift the hammer. So then whoever can lift the hammer possesses those abilities. So then she has powers.
So
Well,
does
what
she immediately
happens
get the uniform and all that too?
I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm not sure.
But in the comics, she is. She's in like
she
full
does
on
have,
costume.
Yeah.
but we're not sure how that happens
Yeah.
in the movie. The problem is that every time she lifts the hammer and gets the powers, it burns off her chemotherapy. So in her human form, she's dying because she keeps burning off the chemo. But to save people, she has to lift the hammer and use it. So she's killing herself while she's saving other people.
It's-
Kyle, what is wrong
Kyle
with
keeps
that?
shaking his head like it's like like
it's-
all this stuff, blah 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 blah. It's 1920, like no,
What?
or it's 2019. But she first appeared as Thor in 1978.
Dang! Way to throw out the stats, young lady.
Yeah,
Kyle's
so
being
it's
chauvinist.
yeah,
I am.
It's not a movement. It's
so-
the story.
Okay, nobody has answered the question yet.
We don't know.
Where the hell's Chris Hemsworth?
I told you, I don't know.
So does
Well, see, he's
what
a
about
god.
in the comics there, 1978? What happens to the male Thor when the female Thor is Thor?
Thor has a meltdown because he's not worthy, and of course a man can't have a meltdown and not wield the hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
he's
that's the
like,
thing. So
I
he's
want the
just like-
hammer.
Yeah.
So does he then just become some, bum on the side of the road that's
he's a
begging
god.
for change?
Yeah.
He's from Asgard or wherever, right? Or the
it's-
Rainbow Bridge.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
That wasn't wrong. Yeah.
It says that he's trying to figure out who this mystery person is, like who is this female Thor and everything like that. And I think that's what he's going to be doing,
So
and
does he throw
trying
like
to
a-
get the hammer back.
So he throws a little hissy fit.
Yeah.
She stole my hammer! That kind of thing?
Yeah, like
Basically.
Kyle keeps doing. Like right now, he's
Yeah.
rolling his eyes.
He's like,
and he
"There
has this
can't
really
be a woman
stupid look on his
Thor."
face.
Well, it's funny. His left eye is doing the same thing mine does naturally. It's just going off to the
This
other.
kind of
Kyle, what
stuff.
is the issue?
Yes.
What is the issue?
What is
Yeah.
the issue?
Why do it? It's silly. That comic that
It's
came out in
silly to have
1978.
a
Kyle,
woman as
they're
a
sup-
superhero?
They're
No.
superheroes. They're all silly.
Yeah, thank you. I know. But Thor is
They're
Thor.
not real, buddy.
Thor is Thor. And then Natalie Portman Jane Foster is Jane Foster. I'm not saying anything bad.
So,
By the way, this comic was poorly received when it
Stark
came out.
not also Iron
that.
Man?
What?
Was Stark not also Iron Man?
What do you mean?
You said Jane Foster's Jane Foster
Yeah.
and Thor is Thor.
Yep.
But Tony Stark was Tony Stark, but he was also Iron Man.
No, he was Tony Stark, which was Iron Man. So,
Yeah.
You have no good
By the way,
argument.
Thor Odinson is Thor Odinson. So, yeah, I mean, that's their name. Yeah.
I don't understand why her name turns to Thor.
There, see, I could see
That's
that
the
as an
thing
argument.
that
Like,
doesn't-
Thor is Thor.
That doesn't quite make sense,
Yeah.
but I get that she's worthy of the hammer because multiple times Captain America in the comics has lifted the hammer.
But he doesn't once he's wielding the big heavy hammer, he doesn't become Thor though. He's
Right,
still
exactly.
He's just worthy.
I can see that being an argument in your defense.
no,
is it? I don't know.
okay. So over here, he's still Captain American, Steve Swanson or whatever his name is, and over here,
Rogers.
he's Steve Rogers, right?
Rogers,
And so over here, though, she suddenly is not. She becomes Thor.
See, and I could say
And then
maybe
over
she needed
here-
a new name.
And then over here, Chris Hemsworth is on the side of the street begging for beans. All right. Makes perfect
Well,
sense.
he's still a god, though. And so it's not like
Amber,
he
your
became
personal
human.
feelings towards Chris Hemsworth.
He's still my god.
I'm hoping that he does either get powers back or still is, because he's really funny. Like, I don't want that character to be over.
Yeah.
But I know that the guy that plays Captain America, like, he had said that he was done.
Yeah.
And it seems like Chris Hemsworth also had said that.
Well, they've been in those movies for what, 10 years now or 12 years or something.
Yeah, and so I'm not sure if he's maybe chosen that he's done with that. And
Yeah.
so maybe this is their way of getting past it.
Time out. At what point does he turn into a frog? I'm still confused on that reference.
Yeah.
He does turn into a frog.
Yeah, he gets turned into a frog by his brother Loki.
Oh, okay.
And so he's Frog Thor.
I thought Loki got killed by Hulk.
He did. No, not by
Doesn't
Hulk.
Loki come back? Because there was like a new movie coming out with Loki, right?
I think they've made just too many of these, and I think they're
Yeah.
just running out of
See,
material.
We can agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just getting a little
confusing.
desperate.
I know we had at one point here on the morning show here on Mix Mornings over on the radio side on Mix 107.5, we had a little chart that showed you what order you had to watch the movies in for them to make sense. And
Yeah.
like the second one you're supposed to watch was Captain Marvel, which just came out last year or like 8
Because
months
it was
ago.
set in the 80s.
Yeah, so you have to watch. So, but that
They're
again,
like for chronological, if you want to watch them in chronological order, you do that.
Gotcha. I guess what I don't understand, obviously there's a lot, but if you're to do it that way, how come in like Iron Man, the original, you don't see Captain America or one of the other ones if it's all just supposed to be in chronological order?
They didn't know it was going to be as successful as it was, and so they were just making an Iron Man.
Is that what it was?
And then they went, "Oh wow, that really
Yeah.
did well." And they went, "Let's make Thor."
I did not like that.
They did not create these, Kyle. All of these were already created by
You know what I
Stan Lee
mean?
and
You
the
know
comics.
what I mean? You mean that they made the movie?
But because
Yeah.
Captain Marvel wasn't originally a superhero. She was like a normal woman, and she was a pilot and in the military. And so she wouldn't have had anything to do with them.
Well, I thought she could fly.
Until she became Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But then when she became Captain Marvel, she wasn't on Earth anymore until when she came back.
All right, now you're just making stuff up.
Well,
But I just want to point out that Natalie Portman is 38.
wow,
What
really?
does that have to do with the price of rice and chai? I don't understand.
Because I remember back in the day, once women turned like 30, 35, their acting careers were like done, or they just played like, you know, whatever.
her
The
acting
mom.
career kind of is done, isn't it?
Well, it's
To
coming
be
back,
honest,
man.
you know, she's not really been in anything.
Have
You should
you-
see the looks I'm getting right
Yeah.
now.
But no, wait a minute. I don't think that's true. I mean, look at
But
the
no,
most...
back in the day, because actresses would complain about that all the time.
But the most decorated, or one of the most decorated actresses in Hollywood is Meryl Streep.
Oh, I was just about to
And she
say
gets
her.
nominated every year for something, and she's got to be in her 60s.
Yeah, but
'Cause she's good at-
it's that was a thing that once women turn a certain age, a lot of the roles are handed down to women in their 20s. Like they would.
Yeah, they're
they
just
said
playing
once
a
you age
specific
out,
role.
Oh, you have to
and
be-
it's recently been really changing.
You have to be spry enough to carry the hammer. You know.
Amen.
So
But anyhow, so when
Carry
I found
your
out
own hammer.
that she's 38, I just thought that was really cool because the movie's
Yeah.
not even coming out till 2021.
Yeah.
And so she'll be 39 by then. And I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool that they didn't give it to some like 21-year-old.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman wields the hammer.
Kyle's not into it.
No,
In the next
I've
story.
never seen him act like such an A-word.
Wow! Woo!
That's how you know you got the right opinion right there.
Woo! The gloves came off.
I just don't see why they gotta, stick their values and everything and try to make propaganda.
Dude.
I don't like it.
It was
Thor's
back in
gotta be.
1978.
No. I mean, Captain Marvel's character was a woman, right? So when the
She
movie
was a woman.
right? So when the movie comes out, it should be played by a woman. So Thor's a guy, so why have a girl do it?
Okay,
It's just
there
like, come on.
is a woman Thor, though. There's also a spider
Well,
woman.
yeah, but there's a Thor. There's a frog Thor. Should there be a frog Thor? Throg?
Yeah.
Say that 10 times fast?
Yeah.
Frog Thor movie? No. So, just saying.
Is there a Spider Woman?
Hey,
There is a
Kyle
Spider Woman. It's in a
bouncing
different
around
dimension.
Like that.
there's a Spider Woman. And if there was a
Yeah.
Spider Woman movie, that'd be cool. Because the character is a Spider Woman.
Okay, so what your problem is that her name is Thor.
My problem is that today's political correctness is getting into our movies.
All right, here we go.
And I'm kind of irritated by that.
Whatever, man.
I'm just saying, come on. You know that's
I'm
true.
sorry. I'm going to agree with Kyle. on
You
this
know
one.
it's
I think
true.
It's true.
You
I do
know
think
it's true. It just,
Well,
Because I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
it's if you want to go to the political correct route,
Yeah.
the new king, Valkyrie, is going to be gay and have a queen. It's going to be she's a woman, but she's going to have a queen. That's not really.
Is that a thing?
I don't. Like I said, I'm
missed
not
your point.
immersed in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I missed your
Yeah,
point.
so Valkyrie that's a female.
Yeah.
She becomes king of Asgard,
Yeah.
like in the last one. And now she announced at
Spoiler!
Comic-Con
Oh.
that she announced at Comic-Con that the first thing Valkyrie will do is find her queen.
Yeah, like
So
why
you're- but
bother?
you're saying it has to be all politically correct.
No, that is
would-
politically correct. They have to make it about sexual orientation. It's like, who cares about that? Just be the queen, Just be a bad butt queen. I don't want to say the other word.
Well,
That's
maybe
inappropriate.
she wants love too, Kyle.
Well, this went into a weird direction. And none of it I understand. Still, by the way, I still want to know where Chris Hemsworth is.
Okay, let me start over.
No. Catch us every morning on the radio, Mix 107.5, 6 to 10.